Hello, everyone. Welcome to TV Literate, the podcast that unapologetically enjoys trashy TV. I'm Gillian.
And I'm Megan.
And we're here. We're sorry, but we're here.
We are sorry. Life is just horrible. I think maybe that the Bates have like cursed our show because I feel like every time we try to record an episode about the Bates, just something happens. Like either somebody's cat dies or like technical malfunctions on my end. Like it just doesn't want to be recorded.
Yeah, I mean, I grew a whole bone tumor from them, so.
Thanks, Bates family.
I guess we're doing either God or Satan's work, depending on who they actually work for.
It's true. Yeah. So, what have you been watching lately?
Holy shit. We're finally through 3 seasons of the OC. Each fucking season is 25 episodes long.
Damn, and they're all like an hour, aren't they?
Yeah, we've really committed some time to all these people, and we just reached the end of season 3, which, if people have watched it, you know that's like a big event.
Turning point, yeah.
So, you know, we're on the downhill slide of season 4 till the end of the OC, and then what the fuck are we gonna watch?
I know. That's always the scary question after you like finish binge watching a long show. It's like, God, what the fuck? Now I have to like think about what I'm gonna watch, and that's not fun.
I know. Yeah. Other than that, oh fuck, we watched Shark Week, and
nice.
I have to find the screenshot of some of the names because they are next level shitposting in real world. Okay, so the movie selections were Brad Paisley's Shark Country.
Oh, God.
Expedition Unknown, Shark Trek with William Shatner. Mother Sharker. Stranger Sharks, which is Stranger Things with sharks.
Nice.
Tiffany Haddish with Shark Week. Jackass Shark Week. Shark Academy.
I don't even want to know.
And my personal favorite, Air Jaws Going for Gold.
God damn.
Like, it was a lot. We didn't watch all of those, but we watched probably about half of them, and they were better than the titles would lead you to believe.
Well, that's good. That's pleasantly surprising.
Yeah, like the Brad Paisley one, I thought it was just going to be like a dumb Brad Paisley commercial, but it was actually like some research team was like, hey, Brad Paisley, we'll let you play music at Sharks if you fund our research about how sharks hear. So, it was interesting.
Nice. Well, that's good. At least it wasn't just like complete nonsense.
Mm-hmm.
At least you got something out of it.
It was pretty nonsensical, though, because there was this dude on there who's like, I have seen him, but he's not a musician that I really know, but he kept calling himself the Black Dolphin, and I don't even know. It was a lot. He was a black man, so like it was fine on that part, but like it was still weird. Still so cringe.
Still strange.
Like, it was like,
yeah.
Oh, I don't know. It was so weird, but whatever. It was funny, and it was fine. And
nice.
Sharks do actually kind of like Brad Paisley's music, apparently. They like it as much as they like hearing an injured fish.
Huh. That's interesting.
Makes me hopeful that one day a shark will get Brad Paisley.
Yeah. Good to know.
What have you guys been watching?
We haven't watched a whole bunch of stuff. The only thing, and I'm not even like really sure how this happened. Like I didn't consciously make a decision to watch this, and I don't really think Kyler did either. It just kind of like happened. But we rewatched Big Little Lies, which we had seen before. It's a HBO series, which is based off of a book. And it's like really aesthetically pleasing, which is nice. And it has like some really incredible actors in it too. Have you seen it before?
I have, yes.
Yes. It's good. But like if you haven't seen it, I recommend watching it. Big trigger warning for domestic violence and sexual assault in particular. Like big trigger warning.
Yeah, like that's kind of integral to the plot. So just don't watch that one. If that one's
exactly. Yeah. It's a lot, but it's so good. It was enjoyable. I like watching it. So
yeah.
Good music, good aesthetics too, good actors. It's just like, what more could you want, you know?
Hell yeah. Did you watch Sharp Objects?
I think I started it, but I never finished it. I read the book though that it's based off of.
Yeah, I love Gillian Flynn. I'm cursed by
Gillian.
all of these famous Gillians.
I know. Gillian Flynn is amazing, though. I love Gillian Flynn. I've
I
read
know.
all of her books.
Yeah, I have too. And they're all good and all like, wow, these are some really like fucking nuanced takes on the
Definitely.
psychic trauma that women inflict upon themselves and others.
Definitely. Absolutely. Love.
Yeah, it's good.
But yeah, that's really been it. I haven't really been watching a whole bunch lately. So.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we've just been watching OC and then just random dumb shit. You know how
Yeah.
that goes, where
Yeah.
you'll just like flip
Yeah.
around and watch old Datelines and stuff.
That's pretty much been it for us too. Like just random stuff, like nothing that I'm like consciously watching, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, it's like the background noise for when you're playing Animal Crossing.
Exactly. All right. But today, like I said, teased before, we're going to do another Bates episode. We're going to continue on with season 4. So let's just get right into it, shall we?
Yes.
Episode 7 is called The Great Bates Cleanup.
God, they really answered some prayers for me for having a whole episode about cleaning the house.
Oh, yes. Yes, definitely. So the episode starts, of course, as always, with the family gathering together for a family meeting, which is always how this shit starts, to talk about spring cleaning. And I loved this part. I loved hearing Kelly kind of talk about like why they need to spring clean, and she says because clutter causes depression.
I know, I wrote that too. I was like, clutter causes disorganization, that causes depression. And I was like, Kelly Jo, MD.
Yeah, it's like, no, sir, ma'am, sorry. But like, I mean, clutter, like being like, it can often be a symptom of having depression.
Yeah.
And like a lot of times people who have depression being in a cluttered environment can like worsen their depression symptoms.
Yeah, you get into the depression spiral where you're like, oh man, I feel really bad that I've let things get this bad. Oh man, I'm worthless. Oh, that's what depression's been saying. But no.
Depression's actually caused by like a chemical imbalance in your brain, not by clutter. I don't know if you guys knew that or not.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't. I thought it was just all the clutter in my house. I just kept throwing everything away.
I know, right?
And I'm still
not
sad.
feeling better?
Guess I should have listened to Marie Kondo instead.
God. No, I love stuff too much. I'm sorry.
I know. I'm a maximalist in my heart.
Same.
I want art and shit and everything all over every inch of every surface and just ugly ass rugs. I want to be assaulted
stuff.
by
stuff.
I
just like to see stuff and look at it, you know? It's nice.
That's so good.
So Kelly kind of instructs the family to like deep clean their area and using like one rule, which is if you haven't used it in a year, it's time for it to be someone else's treasure.
Treasure. Yeah, I mean, that's fair. That's a good strategy, but like,
I think so.
Also, I don't know. I don't really want any of their leftovers, and they're not gonna like donate it anywhere. It's just gonna go down to the next sibling, probably.
Yeah, probably, or like the other like the grandkids or another church family or something like that.
Yeah, I don't really remember exactly the context of this, but I just wrote, why do they have that weird jailhouse room? Because they had like a room that had like bars on it, and it was never explained, and we just saw like a glimpse of it, and I was like, why do you have a dungeon? Yeah.
Their house confuses me so much. It's so weird, like stylistically and just the layout. I just am confused by their house in general.
I know. And it's so weird that they have the little house attached to the big house still.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's kind of like the extra fucked up version of the burrow in like Harry Potter.
It really is. And actually every time they talk about that, which they talk about that a little bit in this episode about the like back house that they use for storage that was originally their normal house.
Mm-hmm.
There are episodes, and I think from 19 Kids and Counting, and I think they might be on some of the DVDs that I let you borrow that are it's like the Duggars basically helping the Bates like build their house.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so every time I see they talk about that, I just think about the Duggars and them, and it's like, god damn, that is a lot of manpower though. Like,
holy shit, you know. That's like you get 40 people on a job site just calling one phone number.
Exactly. And it's like, yeah, and they all report to like the same person, and they have to because that's their whole life, you know? No choices, just work.
No choices. No vibes, just work. Except for it's really funny how little the Bates do want to work, which like I understand and I appreciate.
Yes.
We should all not have to work. any more than what we have to feed ourselves with, and it should not be fucking bullshit. But we're not getting on a political rant. Anyways, that's the only thing that I vibe with. But then there's so much like, oh, we built this with our own hands, we built this doing so much work, and you're like, did you? You guys just make more work for yourselves as well as not actually like completing any projects ever. I don't know.
Probably, and when they say we did it, it probably just means Chad did it.
Chad. Yeah, he did.
Like, let's be real.
Chad, also a licensed electrician, plumber, air conditioner man, everything.
So, yeah, Gil is moving his office into the back, I guess the back house dungeon area so that his mess could be like contained away from everyone else, which I thought was funny.
Yes.
I mean, I get that. Sometimes it's just like unmanageable. So, you gotta just move it away.
I can't imagine he has a very good filing system. It's probably just like piles that only he knows.
What do you think? Like, I hope they have like organization for like all their kids, like birth certificates and stuff, because that's like a lot of shit they have to keep track of.
I mean, the Duggars had to get a couple of their birth certificates for the younger ones when they first got 19 kids and counting. Like, most of these kids aren't legally registered until they're on these shows.
Oh, that's true. But to be fair, I think the Bates are more hospital people, and I think they would have to have a birth certificate. So, yeah. But I mean, I don't know for sure.
They don't let you out the door. Yeah, well, maybe. I don't know.
I mean, I would hope not. Like, you should. I don't really know.
Someone keep track of that baby.
For real. Oh, I loved this too because we got to make fun of Lawson some more. We got to listen to the family make fun of him because he has the hardest time getting rid of stuff, and he's kind of like a hoarder.
Yeah.
He has 54 pairs of boots and shoes, which is insane.
That's a lot. Like,
that is.
And that they're all the same.
Yeah, they were like, okay. Like, I feel like I have a lot of shoes, and that was a lot for me to see, too.
I think I have like multiple pairs of like little booties, and then I have sandals, and then I have like high heels and like one of each of those, so I end up with like overall like 20 pairs of shoes. But this dude's wearing two styles of shoes.
Yeah, he only wears like cowboy boots and like tennis shoes. And I have like 17 different types of shoe.
Yeah, exactly. If you want your toes out, you want your toes in.
Exactly.
But yeah, he had so much shit. It was like packed in there, and it was all just like flannels and cowboy boots and like,
of course.
Sir, at least put like half that in the box if you're not going to wear it. Like, you can rotate out your red flannels.
Yeah. You don't need like 7 of them. Aaron and Carlin help Kelly go through her clothes, and they talk a little bit about how Kelly will get rid of anything really easily, doesn't really have any attachment to stuff, but Gil is a pack rat.
I get both of those vibes. Sometimes I just throw everything in my house away, and then I just accumulate again.
Yeah, it totally depends on my mood. Like a couple months ago, I was like, I'm gonna get rid of all of my clothes, and I like literally did. I got rid of like everything that I wore like pre-pandemic, and I'm like, I'm just gonna start from scratch. We're gonna just do it all over again. I can't.
Hell yeah.
But most of the time, I'm like, just want to keep stuff and like have it.
Yeah, I have piles of like tiny trinkets that I've collected over the years that I can't bear to get rid of, but I'm gonna throw away my entire closet. Yes.
Exactly, yes.
The part in this episode that really got me weird when they're going to through Gil and Kelly's closet is Carlin had never seen their closet before, didn't know it was a walk-in.
That's weird.
Yeah, like when she walked in, she's like, wow, you guys have a walk-in? And I was like, this is not weird. Know that? Yeah, like
I get like not going into your parents' room, like that's their space, whatever, but like to not even like know how what the room looks like is a little strange.
Like no one's come in and like sat on the bed while mom was getting ready or whatever, like to have a one-on-one conversation. I don't know. This is very weird.
Yeah, I agree.
Anyways, yeah. Oh, so they took one of the couches out onto the patio, which was so cute. And their big brown lab, Johnny, really liked the outdoor couch. So they ended up getting him his own little bed, which was very sweet. But also, like,
it was sweet.
give that dog so many beds and let him live inside.
Exactly. Yeah, it was. I did like seeing the dog though, and he looked so
Hmm.
happy on his little couch and on his bed. But
Oh
yeah, it's
yeah,
like the dog should have already had a bed.
I
Dog should
know.
just be part of the family.
They should at least get treated fancy because they exist for you.
Exactly. Also, I love that his name is Johnny.
I
Johnny the dog.
I feel like his name has to be like Johnny Walker or something, but
Oh, definitely. You know it. Yeah, the last thing they really do, well, they do for spring cleaning, they do some landscaping on the front of the house, but then they also wanted to spring clean the shed,
hmm.
which is like full of shit, just like full of shit.
I know.
And so they go to the shed to check it out and they open the door and Gil immediately gets overwhelmed upon seeing the condition of the shed
I did
and
too.
just is like, "Nope, we're not doing that." And they're just like, "Yeah, Gil isn't a project person."
Uh-uh.
So they just didn't do anything.
Yeah, which like I get it because this is one of the few times I'm agreeing with Carlin when she just said we just need to burn that down.
Yeah, it looked like it, honestly.
It's like no
But that
one's
is
been in
such
there. There's obviously nothing that you need in there.
it's like we can just write this off,
Just
bye.
push that one
Yeah.
off the cliff.
But it's honestly such a mood though, because I've definitely like been like, yeah, I'm gonna do this. It's gonna be great. And then you like go and you like look at the stuff or you like really start and then you're like, yeah, no, I'm not gonna do this.
This is much larger than I anticipated. I've got to
Never
throttle back
mind.
on that one.
So the only other part of this episode really is we talk about Chad a little bit.
Hmm.
And we were talking about this last episode about what Chad does for work, but he works at a scrapyard, which is owned by someone he met at Gil's church, and he does, quote, a little bit of everything, which sounds like Chad.
Yeah, I mean he's a real Renaissance man. He seems to be able to do anything. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And I loved they had the family members kind of talking about him and about how Chad is like always doing something and always like working on a project. And Carlin just says he's so not blood related to us.
I know. I was like, yep, that is relatable. Because, like, they're
Yeah.
saying, like, oh, yeah, he goes to work and then he comes home and he's like, what kind of project can I do? And I'm like, I go to work and I'm like, can I just have the next 3 days off?
Yeah, I go to work and then I come home and I melt into the couch and then I don't want to leave ever again.
Yeah. I'm not sanding furniture.
No.
I wish I had that level of get up and go.
Me too. I wish I had that much energy just in general to do that much stuff, but nope, not for me.
Yep.
But yeah, he talks a little bit about how Chad is looking into starting a refinishing, repurposing furniture business, which I think he's talked about a little bit before because he really enjoys doing that. And he seems to be pretty good at it. So why not?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That would mean he could be home to help the family with their projects a lot more.
Perfect. I'm sure he'd be thrilled about that.
Super thrilled that they can be like, oh, you can finish sanding that later. You don't need to finish that coat of stain, right?
Jeez. Poor Chad.
Poor Chad. Don't make me feel bad for these
I
terrible
know.
Christian men. But
I'm sorry.
there's a common thread sometimes.
Mm-hmm. It's true. It's very true. All right. So the next episode is called Birthdays and Boyfriends.
Ooh.
So it is Allie Jane's first birthday. So the whole family is going to Florida to go to her birthday party.
Mm-hmm.
It was so stressful though because John and Alyssa's house is like way too fucking small for that many people,
Yeah.
and I was getting claustrophobic just watching them all like helping in the house.
I know. I like had this episode actually made me understand Alyssa more, I guess, because we don't really get a lot of her in these episodes,
Right.
and so like in this one where you can kind of tell that she's like standoffish and like, please don't eat all of the snacks before we like serve them, and she's like having this like insane like control thing. I'm like, I think I understand you more now. You're just like deeply traumatized from being the oldest girl.
Yep, I get it. Like I can't
Holy
imagine
shit.
how awful it was.
Yeah, it was so claustrophobic. They probably broke everything in the house.
Probably. So I wanted to talk about something, and this is a hot topic of contention in my household.
Oh, man.
between Kyler, who is a native Appalachian,
Mm-hmm.
born and raised. I'm not Appalachian. I was raised on a lot of Appalachian whatevers because my mom's family's from there, but I'm not from Appalachia.
Mm-hmm.
When you say, okay, if they're, I don't even know, I can't even say it without spoiling it.
Okay.
But I'll just go into it. The Bates, when they're talking about something, they say it's in the floor instead of on the floor.
Uh-huh.
And I want to know, like, what would you say? Like, if there was
On.
something,
On.
okay,
I also wait in line and not online.
yes. I agree. I think that is correct. It does not make sense for something to be in the floor. It is not inside the floor. It is on top of the floor. Is it
Mhm.
not?
If it's in the floor, that's like John Wayne Gacy level in the floor.
Exactly. Exactly. That's a different meaning.
Yeah.
And Kyler is like adamant that it's in the floor. And I'm like, honey, that does not make sense. Like, you can say it if you want, and I won't like say anything to you because that's your thing, but you cannot argue with me that that makes sense.
Yeah, you're like, it's grammatically incorrect.
Yes. You can say it. I won't.
It's fine.
I won't.
We
It's
can
fine,
make it
but-
happen, but it's
Yeah.
not real.
But when I heard them say in the floor, I was like, oh God, the Bates say it too. I was like, Kyler, how does it feel to be like the Bates family?
Yeah.
Huh?
Look at your
Yeah.
choices. Look how you got
Exactly.
here.
So yeah, the girls are kind of helping prepare things for the party, and the whole, like you said, the whole family is eating all of the snacks as soon as they make them, which is great. And
Mhm.
Ellis is getting mad, which is fair.
Yeah.
And so, in order, I think, just to get everyone to leave, which is fair, they take all the little kids to go to a nearby park to get out some of their energy.
Uh-huh. They were all swinging and flipping off the swings, and Gil tried to flip and face planted, which was just a really Jim Bob falling in the river moment for me.
Definitely. Great times. Yeah, there was like clips of Warden who was like on top of the entire jungle gym, like climbing up it. It's like, how are all of these children still alive? I don't understand.
I think Warden may actually one day die by recklessness because
he's always
like
doing something.
yeah, and he's always pushing other people to do crazy stuff with him. So like he's
Yeah.
a little wild child, and I am afraid that he's gonna like fall into the Grand Canyon one day or something.
For real. Yeah, and then the last part of this, like all of the kids talk about how they like to jump off the swings when they're like in really high up and make Kelly scream.
Uh-huh.
And it's like this whole scene of them in the park like had my like butthole clenched the whole time because I was like, somebody is about to fucking break multiple bones.
I know, you're like, somebody's teeth are getting knocked out. I don't know what's
Exactly.
happening. Nothing good ever happens when you start making people scream by jumping off swings onto like cement and rocks and gravel and shit.
Yeah, it was stressful. It was not a fun time. That is not how I want to go to the park. Okay?
No. To add, I guess, insult to the possible injury is then they get real hard on the well, you know, so if I think if you don't grow up by the time you're 40, you don't have to, says Gil. And it's like, cool, love that you also get to be a wife and mother to your own husband. Like,
Yeah,
I hate that
you
idea.
have 20 kids after all. Yeah.
And it's such a big thing in the IBLP stuff. Like, Josh Duggar even, like, oh, he doesn't know what he's doing. You know, boys will be boys kind of level bullshit. And it, like, I don't fucking know. I hate them.
Yeah, it's bad. It's bad. Like, we need to stop making excuses for people who like refuse to like grow up and be mature and like take accountability for their mistakes.
Yeah. And I get wanting to be like youthful and childlike and like find
Absolutely.
joy, but like don't jump off swings at the age of 50 just to prove you're still a kid. Like,
exactly.
Ugh.
Like, you also need to be a responsible adult because you are one.
Yeah.
That's just the bottom line.
Yep. I hate to say it. I'm so sorry. It does suck,
know.
but we all go
suck.
there. Time marches, unfortunately, on.
Truth. So while the family is in Florida, they're taking the opportunity to meet up with Bobby, who is Tori's boyfriend, and his family, who live about an hour away from Alyssa in Florida as well. And while like Tori's met his family and he's met Tori's family, the families haven't met each other yet. So this is like the first big meeting.
Yeah, it's what is her last name? I can't even remember now.
Tori's? Like
Bobby's. We know Tori's because it's Bates.
Right, that's what I meant. Bobby, like Tori's new last name. Let's see.
I feel like we just looked this up, but it's something easy like Smith or something.
Smith. It is Smith. Yes,
Hell
it is
yeah.
Smith.
Somehow knew this man was named Bobby Smith.
Bobby
Robert
Smith,
Smith.
the most like fucking like John Doe ass name I've ever heard in my life.
Oh yeah. Yeah, with his dad, Bob Smith.
Yeah, exactly. Wow.
Oh, men's names are not creative.
No, they're not.
Bobbert.
Bobbert. Oh, that's good.
That's what I call Rob Zombie. I call him Bobbert Zombert.
Bobbert Zombie. I love that.
He was here in Huntington, I don't know, in the before times, and we
Yes.
went, and it was him and Marilyn Manson sucked, but Bobbert Zombert was pretty good.
Hell yes, Bobbert Zombert.
I was officially old as shit too because I went with earplugs.
Oh, yes, Kyler and I, which we haven't gone to a concert since the before times, but
Yeah.
like the last couple years that we went to concerts, it's like, yeah, we just got to use head plugs now, or earplugs now because
I'm so glad that you can't say earplug either.
It's a weird word, earplug, because I want to say headphone, but it's not a headphone. So, yeah, earplugs. They just like, you got to use them.
Mm-hmm. I got some of the ones that are like recommended for drummers or whatever, so like you can still hear the music, but you can't hear the like really loud stuff. It muffles it, and man, it was good.
Yeah, it makes a big difference for sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
And keeps you from going deaf.
Yeah, that's always a good thing. Like, you're gonna want to keep your hearing, I think.
Yeah, as much as you can.
Both families go out to dinner together and kind of talk about Tori and Bobby's relationship and how that developed really fast. And Kelly talks about how she's already sad that Tori's probably going to move to Florida.
I mean, I would be sad if someone moved to Florida too.
Yeah, that's fair.
But yeah, I don't know. This whole time it just felt like they were sitting there just like razzing him for flirting on the phone and talking on the phone and stuff. And I'm just like, that's not, it's, what happens in every family that you get kind of embarrassed in front of your in-laws, etc. But I don't know. It felt very...
I think it seems so much when it's like 19 people like literally attacking you as opposed to like 2 or 3.
Yeah, and Carlin like screaming, I can name some things that I don't like about Bobby at the table.
Yeah.
Like it gets intense.
It's a lot. It's a lot for sure.
They all have some weird competition issues there.
I mean, which I get because I think you have to be that way if you have that many siblings, if you want to get anything, any amount of attention, you have to be a little bit competitive. So I guess I get that, but
yeah,
it's annoying. That's for sure.
Yeah.
They talk a little bit about their timeline. Bobby still has a year left of college and Tori has 2. And I guess they want to wait until they're done until they get married, which is good. Makes sense to me, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, the families got along really great. They share similar values, which scares me, but
yeah, they're terrible values, but at least they share them.
Oh yes.
I don't remember if it was in this part or in kind of the next part, but Zach said something like, if you marry a guy who is really good with kids, you got to watch out because the guy is still a kid. And I was just like, that's, again, rough. Don't like it. Men can be like caring fathers and parents.
Yeah, no, like I think about like my husband who hasn't been around kids that much, but I has been around them enough that I know that he's like good with kids and like talks to them like they're human beings and like, interacts with them well, but he's also like a mature adult.
Yeah.
Like you can have both.
Yeah. And like Kyler has joie de vivre and joy and weirdness, but he's an adult.
Yeah, that's true.
He gets his shit done.
Exactly. You got to find the balance. Like there's got to be a time and a place for everything, know?
Yeah, exactly. And Carlin, of course, says that Tori and Bobby can't get married because she'll miss her too much, and she goes on about that. And I get it, but also, Carlin.
I get it. It's sad.
Carlin is so much in these episodes.
She is quite a lot. Yes. Yeah, that is for sure.
She is growing up, but she's growing up to still be loud.
Very loud. Very I don't even know. I don't
brash?
Even know how to describe her. Yeah, brash is good. Loud is good. Yes, I don't really know.
Yeah.
But yeah, the episode ends with Allie Jane's birthday party, which is cute. Alyssa like actually, puts work into the party and it
Yeah.
looks nice, and the family is again shocked that a
Yeah.
party can be nice and put together.
I know, and it was like a very cute party, but they kept saying like it's elegant, it's classy, and I'm like, it's a kid's birthday party. Like it's
Yeah, it's like
cute.
a normal
It's
it's like a normal kid's birthday party.
yeah. They can't fathom that.
No, not at all. Okay, so the next episode is called Who's in Charge?
Jim Bob.
Oh god. No. No.
Literally any answer to this question is a bad answer.
Yeah, if it's any of these people, it's not right. So,
Yeah, it's like, no, 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 no.
no. So, every year for their anniversary / Kelly's birthday / Valentine's Day, I don't really know. They go, Gil and Kelly try to go on a little trip together. And this year they are going to Niagara Falls, which is one of like her most sought after destinations. Kelly's like she really
Yeah.
wanted to go there and it never worked out, and so it was kind of like a big surprise for her.
And it was like crazy how she talked about how she felt about not having gone to Niagara Falls before. Like they've been to Hawaii and stuff, so it wasn't like they just couldn't afford it. It was just, didn't work in the
Yeah, like
plan or whatever. But she's
yeah.
like, Niagara Falls was a hope deferred. Hope deferred makes the heart sing. And she's like talking about like how like torn up she was that she hadn't been to Niagara Falls. And like,
It's like, bitch, it's a waterfall.
yeah.
Like, it's cool, but like, come on now.
You can use Al Gore's internet and look up a really, really good video of it if you need
Exactly.
to, emotionally.
She was talking about it like so dramatically. Like
It was so much. I just kept writing down these quotes. I was like, hope deferred makes the heart sing. Like, why would you say that? I mean, like, yep, I'm finally getting to go to one of my bucket list places when I'm 50. Like, I don't know.
yeah, it's like okay, calm down now.
Chill out, Kelly.
Chill out. So of course the older kids are in charge of the house while Gil and Kelly are gone, and it's kind of bad timing though because there's like a stomach bug going around, which is terrifying.
Yeah.
And so Tori, who's like one of the like main helpers at the time,
She's like mom
out.
3.
Exactly. So, and then like everyone else is worried about getting sick, which, oh god.
Yeah, and it was the barf one. It was
That's the worst one.
We don't want that in this
Nah.
general vicinity. And then it just made me think of course, how they spread COVID to each other, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah, I don't know. The only, like, I haven't really delved too deep into, like, figuring it out, but I know that I think maybe Carlin had COVID.
Yeah.
I think. And then I know Erin had COVID twice.
Yeah, because she got it while she was pregnant, right?
I don't know if she got it while she was pregnant, but I know that
was Joy,
she, like,
I think.
Yeah, Joy got it while she was pregnant, Joy Duggar. And then I know Erin has come out and said that, like, getting COVID twice has, like, really fucked up her, like, reproductive system. And, like, she's not sure if she's going to be able to have kids anymore.
Huh.
So,
who would have thought that a woman with a clotting disorder would get fucked up by a clotting disorder that sometimes happens with a pandemic disease?
I know, right? But you know what? It's the vaccines, though, that we're worried about causing fertility issues, though, of course.
Mm-hmm. Of course.
Get your vaccine, people, if you haven't, please.
Yeah.
Anyway, so, actually, let's just go into that because Erin is going in for an appointment for her baby. She's pregnant again with baby number 2.
Yep.
And so she talks a little bit about her traumatic birth experience with Carson, and I forgot about it, but I had like flashbacks to like how nuts her birth experience was, that she had like a placental abruption and she like dilated and like fully in like an hour and gave birth like 10 minutes
she just
after
straight
that.
up like bazookaed that baby out of there like,
Turbo.
I'm not dying today. We're both making it.
Insane.
Yeah, hopefully this one's better.
Yeah, well, because of that, they've decided that she's going to be induced, which will help her like be able to control, not her, but the doctors are able to control the situation a little bit better, obviously, than if a placenta just abrupts. So hopefully that will be a better situation for her. And I guess that makes sense too with her clotting thing. Like it all, like, you probably just want to be induced anyway.
Yeah, I know that induction is more and more common for people who have high risk pregnancies.
Definitely. So they get an ultrasound. Everything looked good. And
Yep, that baby's still named Brooklyn.
Brooklyn, baby Brooklyn.
Brooklyn, take me in. I have very off-key Avett brothers for me, for you, for us,
For
together.
us, for all of us.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Okay, so back at the house, Gil and Kelly video chat with the kids, and it was so stressful to watch this because it was
They're
just
all
two
just
people.
cramming in.
Yeah, and it's like half of them are like little kids who are just like, Mom, Mom, Dad, and it's like two of them on. It's like, can we just do like small groups?
Yeah.
Like,
Can we have like round robin, 4 children at a time?
exactly. It was so stressful. Everything is so stressful with this family. I cannot handle it.
I know. They just fly by the seat of their pants, and I feel like they would really have a much easier, less stressful life if they just planned like one
Planned
thing.
things. Yeah. Yeah. Just like get a planner, make some lists. Like, just
Yeah.
come on. Just a little bit.
All of them have phones now, so like just get one of
Right.
those calendar, like family calendar apps.
Exactly.
Just do it. Okay, so then we get to Zach and Whitney's house being the
Mhm.
place to hang out from. It's the
Cool
vacation
hangout spot.
place from the big house.
Oh yeah. So some of the boys go over and they eat pizza and they play cards, just boy stuff.
Boy stuff. And then they watch westerns
Yeah, because
too.
that's the big appeal is that Zach and Whitney have a TV and they don't have one at the Bates house. They love watching movies, especially westerns. God,
Of course.
of course, yeah, not surprising at all, but
Also, why
annoying.
Warden, I'm sure, is flinging himself off of things at every opportunity. He's going to be John Wayne.
Sure, definitely.
Uh, Go.
Yeah, I don't know. The last part of this episode was just kind of a random little like afterthought of Ellie wanting to go horseback riding for her birthday, and Nathan taking her and Adelie.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, they talk a little bit about how they have 8 horses that they take care of on their ranch, and it's mostly Nathan and Trace that do the horse
Stuff.
caretaking. Yeah.
And it says that they say that they rescued most of them, so of course they got free horses.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Wouldn't
And the other
purchase a
ones,
horse. It's got to be a free
no,
horse.
never would purchase it. And I'm sure the ones that aren't rescue horses, they trade like tree jobs for it.
100%.
Some type of manual labor.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
So they go horseback riding around, and Gil is given the horse named Little Joe, who's a bit of a punk. And of course, they gave it to him on purpose.
Of course, yeah.
So this horse did not want to go. Everyone was laughing their ass off at him, and then Nathan slapped the horse's butt, and the horse started running, and it was very funny. And I totally thought Gil was going to get bucked. It was very satisfying.
Yeah, it was good. Nothing better than watching these people
do
I don't know,
some
honestly,
Three Stooges level
yeah,
comedy.
exactly. It's very like it's just like the types of things that they do and the situations they get themselves into. It makes it like so much more funny
Yeah.
than just like somebody normally injuring themselves.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like, why are you trying to race your children across a creek, Jim Bob? That no one.
Exactly.
Why are you running across a creek? It's rocks.
Yeah, in like jeans and like what the fuck? These people just no common sense.
Yeah. No. Just never think before they step.
Okie doke. Let's go on to the next episode, which is episode 11. Bates make the grade.
Graydon Bates.
Graydon Bates. Trace and Carlin are graduating.
Yeah.
And while they have the option to go to like a big graduation under like an umbrella school that I guess they do for like all homeschool kids, like a whatever.
Yeah.
They decided to just have like a party for themselves because they have enough family members for it to be a whole, ceremony in and of themselves.
Yeah, exactly. They can just say both their names and that's it. That's all they need. That's the whole graduation ceremony.
Right. So I guess the stomach bug is still going around because unfortunately Kelly is really sick and out of commission right before the party. And so, of course, no plans have been made like, the week before the party.
No.
So that means Carlin is in charge of basically doing all of it.
Yeah.
Which is kind of scary.
And when asked how many people are coming, someone throws out 100 and they say, LOL, that's just our family. And then they're like,
Yes.
maybe like 300 people. And it's like, cool. So you haven't planned anything for a party for 300 people.
Yeah. Well, and then it's like in typical Bates fashion, they have like no idea how many people are going to be there. Like
Yeah.
none. Like so like you said, some people were saying 100, then some people were like no, it's going to be like 250 or 300. And then somebody said 500.
Well, and then
It's like
Carlin invited everyone on Instagram.
yeah, it's like how like you I just don't understand like how you could throw something like this without even like a ballpark idea of how many people are coming.
Yeah, you got to like find an upper limit. Be like, if
Right.
no more than 350 people can come to this event.
Exactly. Exactly. So for the party, Carlin, Tori, Lawson, and Aaron are performing a song, and so they go to Aaron's house to practice, and they have like one day to learn the song.
Yep. And Lawson has never heard the song before. He does not
Right.
know what it sounds like.
Which is great, great.
Like,
How did I just am so stressed out just hearing this. I just don't know how you can operate like this.
how did you, you knew probably at least a day before today that you were
Yeah, you
going to
couldn't
sing this song.
you couldn't have like YouTubed it or like found it or like just
Yeah.
listened to it to even familiarize yourself with how it sounds.
No, he's too important because he's Lawson.
That's the truth. That is the truth.
And then he says, of course, the Bates motto, why do today what you can put off until tomorrow?
Yeah, I mean, I get that, but you guys take that to like a whole different level, I swear.
Yeah, you guys are like, why do today what you can put off until tomorrow? And we mean like cleaning our rooms, and they mean like finishing an entire building project.
Exactly. Right, right. Like I get procrastinating. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I'm a great procrastinator, but there's a limit, you know? And this is far beyond it. So it's the day of the party, and I guess they're having the party at like a campground park type area. So I was impressed because at least Carlin seemed to have given some thought into like how things would be set up. Like
Yeah.
she had like a drawing, she had
She
lists
had
and
plans.
stuff.
She had made a
Yeah.
plan before the day that it was happening. So
Which
she's
is
doing better than most.
exactly. It's a big improvement from most other Bates events that we have seen. So good for you, Carlin.
Really growing up, girl.
Really doing the best.
I was surprised Ashley showed up to help them decorate.
Yeah, that was so strange. So, yeah, Ashley comes into town and they kind of talk about it a little bit because Kelly talks about how they want things to remain civil and they remained friendly. And so, like, there's no reason for her not to come to the party. But at the same time, it's like, I don't know, it still feels weird.
Yeah, these aren't like they aren't her social circle. She met Nathan separately. And so, like, you can divest yourself and just stay Instagram friends.
Right, and it's not like she just lives down the street and can like easily come and help. She lives in New York.
Yeah.
Like it's not a convenient trip. So
and she
I
doesn't
agree.
like the country. So it's not like she's going on a fun vacation to help people.
It was very strange for sure. Agreed. I was weirded out by it. Yeah, Bobby is in town from Florida. Michael and Brandon come into town as well.
Michael and Brandon had flight issues, so Michael had been in the airport overnight, and Brandon was still like behind her on the next flight. I don't know, it was wild.
Yeah,
it was
weird. Yeah, it sounded stressful to me.
Yeah.
Which doesn't surprise me.
Nope.
So yeah, at the event, Gil gives the prelude. I like how they called it the prelude. While Carlin freaks out because she lost all of her papers, her lists and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. But thankfully she finds them in the van, so crisis averted. And then it's time for them to perform a skit. They love performing skits.
They love the skits, and they didn't actually plan one or prepare for one in this one.
Their skit was literally about not being able to come up with an idea for a skit.
Yeah, so they just did little bits of other skits that they already knew.
Yeah, and Ashley was in this too, which means like she had to like work with them. So like, what the fuck? I don't know. It was weird. Weird.
Yeah, maybe she was just trying to do the like, I'm doing the really high road breakup dance of like, oh yeah, I can still be friends with your entire family. I hope she's free now.
I hope so too. And then after that, Nathan just starts interviewing Trace and Carlin in front of everyone, which was really like it was awkward, I think, to watch.
Mm-hmm.
Carlin says her biggest role model is Gil, and Gil, of course, cries, and it's a whole
He must
emotional
weep.
moment.
He must weep.
Yes. Yes.
Trace says that he wants to work in the lawn business and then go into trick riding in his Dixie Stampede. And then Carlin, he's going to go to college, and then they jokingly say wants to find a husband. But what else is there to do after college for a Bates woman?
Exactly. That's true. I mean, like, what else would you do?
Yeah, you
There's
gotta
no
just
other
find a
options.
husband there.
Right. Exactly.
And she did, as far as I know.
Yeah.
I mean, she's married now, so.
She is. She had to have done it sometime. Yeah, and the last thing is they perform their little song. Carlin, Tori, Lawson,
Oh,
and
God.
Aaron perform their song, and they have like a slideshow of pictures of Trace and Carlin.
Yep. I just like blanked on this part because I was so uncomfortable with the song.
It was uncomfortable. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I don't have any notes on it because I'm pretty sure I was just sitting there going, oh.
It was just cringe in general. It was
Yeah.
all just cringe.
And it was all bad. They kind of
Yeah.
almost saved it with the skits for being funny and just like doing Chuck Norris jokes.
Right.
And they brought it down again.
They did. They had to do it. You know, they had to do it to him.
Had to do it to him.
They had to do it. All right, so let's get into the next episode because I'm excited to talk about this one. This episode is called The 20th Bates, and I was already interested just based on the title and what this one was going to be about.
Yeah.
So basically, there was a contest where people submitted like video applications where they would get picked. One person would get picked to pretend to be the 20th Bates child for a day.
Oh, yay!
That sounds like such a treat.
I know. I can't believe that like nobody catfished this. They had to like really do work to find someone who was serious, I'm sure.
I was just thinking if they do this again, like we have to do it and pretend to be like really like in line with their views and then infiltrate for our podcast and do like a live like
a live stream.
Expose.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
I'm just gonna wear like a little mic and a lapel pin and just wander around and be like,
exactly.
I'm a librarian.
Yeah, and just like try to get them to say crazy things. Yes. You know it wouldn't be hard.
No, it wouldn't. I bet they make you sign like an insane NDA though.
Oh, I'm sure. The winner is Emma, who is from Katy, Texas, and she is 14 years old. And they showed a little bit of her video, and I loved that she had an election theme to her video because it was 2016.
God. The amount of cringe. I know. Like, I don't think I would ever be able to fully infiltrate because there'd just be so many times where I'd be like, and break my cover.
I just can't get this out. Yeah, I can't. With a straight face. No thanks. Let's see. So, of course, when she arrives, the first thing they have to do is Bible study because that's always the first thing on their schedule. And then they go into chores, and Emma gets to do the two most hated chores, which are dishes and laundry.
Yeah.
What a great day. I love how they get somebody to win a contest, and then they just like bring them and make them do chores at their house.
Yeah.
What a good prize.
We got some more child labor in here.
Exactly.
Yeah, so Kelly Jo is very conflicted about all of this. She's so conflicted because no guest is allowed to work. But once a guest has been there a couple times, then she puts them to work. So she's like, we've got to treat her like the family, but she's not really a Bates. She's a guest. So what am I going to do? Oh my God. And I was like, just let her do your dishes because this is apparently really what they want.
Yeah, it's the whole point of this thing, apparently. I don't get it either why they would want to do this, but it is the whole point.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know. It feels like you're going to like an immersion experience.
Right, exactly. God, that's terrifying.
Yeah, I don't know if I actually want to infiltrate that at all.
Oh, so next up they talk a little bit about how Erin makes hair and makeup tutorials, which I just want to say, like, she's the last person who should be making hair and makeup tutorials, but that's all I'll say about that.
Of all of the Bates girls, Erin is the one who shouldn't be.
Exactly.
She is a very beautiful girl, but she is in the 80s pamphlets of these people.
Exactly, exactly. Um, but Emma really enjoys watching Erin's tutorials, and so while she's there, Erin is getting while she is there, Erin is doing Emma's hair and makeup, and some of the other girls are helping out as well.
Yep. They were very weird the entire time. The Bates family
Hmm.
is like, when they see people who are not related to them, they act like they're aliens.
Yes, yes,
Like they're like
exactly.
holding her hair and they're like, wow, feel how much hair she has. She has so much
So much
hair.
hair. Yeah, it's just like, oh my god. And then yeah, they were talking about. It was funny because when I guess Emma was asking about like makeup and how, when the girls wear makeup, and they were like, yeah, well, we don't let our girls wear makeup till they're 16.
Mhm.
And there she is putting Emma, who's 14, in makeup. It was just like weird. It's
It
like,
was so weird.
okay.
And it was like being like a captive audience on both sides. So everyone was just super awkward trying to make conversation for the
Mm-hmm.
show. And it's, a 14-year-old trying to navigate a very stressful situation.
Yeah, definitely. It was awkward for sure.
Like, I can't even think about going like to people's houses when when you're like meeting a boyfriend's family or whatever. Like,
Yeah.
imagine the first time that you meet them and you go over there and there's 19 of them.
Yeah, no thanks. Like, it was fine just meeting my like husband's parents and sister. Like that was enough for
Yeah, you're
me.
like, that
Not
was
that they
enough
were bad, but
stress.
that was stressful for me enough. So yeah, I can't imagine having like 17 more people to try to impress as well.
Yeah, and you don't even have the like ally of your significant other. You're just gonna go into this weird ass experience and your mom's behind
Yep.
the camera, but
Yeah, and just be like fucking thrown into this crazy ass shit.
yeah.
So after the makeover, they go horseback riding because nothing is better for your makeup than to go out and go horseback riding, I would
Hmm.
guess. Um they just brought the horses just straight up into the living room,
Uh-huh. Uh,
which was jarring to see.
it was the most Trace and Nathan thing that I've ever witnessed. I don't know how I
Definitely.
knew that, but it was.
It definitely. And Kelly was just yelling at them and making sure that the horse didn't poop in the kitchen, which fair.
That's what I would be yelling too. Because everything
Yes.
else I can fix. I just don't want to pick up a steaming pile of horse poop on my floor.
Yeah, horse poop is no joke.
No, it's big. I mean, they only eat grass, but it's big.
It's big. Horses are big. Their
God,
poop's
they
gonna be
are. They're
big.
so big. Ugh, if a horse peed inside, can you imagine?
No, no, that'd be a flood. Your house
Talk
would be
about
flooded.
the flood, Noah. Get your ark.
But
I'm really gonna kill it in the IVLP comedy routines.
you're doing great. You're doing great.
I did think it was hilarious slash funny slash terrible. They got her a pair of leggings to
I
horseback ride
know.
because her skirt was too short.
I know. That was one of the first things I like hated that I thought this when she like got out of the car. I was like, oh, her skirt's too short.
Yeah, I was like,
But
I can
I
see
mean,
her kneecaps.
I didn't think it was too short like for the world, but I meant like too short for the Bates because she could see her knees,
Yeah,
and which is a no. Which like, come on now. But yeah, so she had to put on her leggings so she could go horseback riding.
yeah. Which I mean, you would have to anyway in a
Yeah,
skirt that short. But she couldn't just wear pants either.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, just leggings under the skirt only.
God. Yeah. So she's horseback riding, and she's done a little bit before, but of course Nathan is always who he is and just
Mm-hmm.
tries to make her go faster than she wants to go.
Right, which is great and cool to do to a 14-year-old girl
Yeah.
who's
And
like out of her comfort zone around complete strangers. Yeah,
and
make
like
her uncomfortable.
she isn't a member of your family and could theoretically sue you if she fell off her horse and broke her neck.
Right, true. But
Yeah.
yeah, they would never think of something like that. That those type of safety concerns don't even cross their mind at all.
No, they've never heard of OSHA.
Not at all. So after they're done horseback riding, they say that it's not a like day with the Bates if you don't take a trip in the 15 passenger van. So that's what they have to do.
Mhm.
Nothing like no personal space and just like a bunch of kids yelling at you.
Yeah, in a stinky ass van because I'm sure that van is
God,
stanky.
I would lose my mind in that van because I get really bad motion sickness too, just like all the time if I'm not in the front seat. and like being in like a hot car with a lot of people, and like it just like makes that situation so much worse.
Yep. Noise. You can't see out and
I
see
would
the
die.
horizon. You're just gonna projectile vomit everywhere.
Yes, that would 100% be me.
Yeah. But I mean, it is
So
true. That van is like the mark of fundamentalists because we used to
it's
call them
true.
Mormon assault vehicles.
Yeah, I always either am like it's either like like a Mormon family, or it's like a John and Kate situation, like
Yeah.
a in vitro gone crazy.
Yeah.
But something not right either way.
Yeah. Something's crazy.
So they go to Zach and Whitney's house, and they play volleyball, which is one of Emma's hobbies.
Hmm.
And Zach grills burgers for everyone because he is the best griller in the family.
I don't know what the fuck that's about because when they showed him grilling and it was just like he slapped some pre-formed meat onto the grill and then squirted it with barbecue sauce, I think, and then
Yeah,
flipped it over.
I would hate to see who the worst griller is in the family, because that
Oh my
seemed to be
God.
pretty bare minimum grill etiquette technique shit, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. Yeah. They just set it on fire. Just the grill explodes. They light it. Everyone's on fire.
That honestly, yes, that sounds 100% accurate.
Yeah. Um. Gil was flipping all over the field because again,
Oh
he's a
god.
child. He's a child.
Yes. He's a child. And they talk about how Callie and Emma made a particularly strong bond, and they had a little talking heads interview with both of them, which I loved this part. And the interviewer asked Callie like what she likes about Emma, and Callie just goes, "You'll have to guess."
I love it. I loved it. It was
I
so
know.
good.
It was good.
The only other thing I had to say about this part was, did you see near the end Carlin was wearing a knee-length skirt and a choker necklace, like the tattoo choker necklaces?
I did, yes.
Wow, what a harlot.
I know, and I think we talked about this in I think one of the Duggars was wearing a choker one time, and I brought it up that like that doesn't really seem to like be in line with
Like
um
modest dressing
yeah,
rules.
exactly. Not that I think there's anything wrong with a choker, but I also
Yeah.
don't think there's anything wrong with shorts. So
Yeah, pants, wear those. Wear booty
yeah,
shorts if you want. Like
wear whatever you want, whatever you're comfortable in.
but
Fine.
your arbitrary rules seem to ban this thing, so we're
Yeah,
questioning it.
yeah, I agree. It's a little weird.
Yeah, I was just
There
like,
aren't
wow.
explicit rules in the Bible about chokers. So
Yeah, I feel like the Bible would probably be pro choker, honestly.
probably
I
wouldn't
don't
be
know why,
surprised.
but I feel like yes.
Mm-hmm. All right, are we ready to go into the last episode for today?
I think I am. I think
All
I'm
right,
ready.
so this last episode is called Growing Pain. Pain being Paine, which is Chad and Aaron's last name. So funny.
So funny. What a pun. A painful pun.
Okay, we have to stop. So this episode starts off with Katie and Josie getting their learner's permit and going off to learn how to drive with Kelly Lawson and Carlin.
This whole part of
Oh
this
my God.
episode made me want to die. Holy shit.
Yeah, no, I get really stressful. Like driving in general is a very stressful thing for me. And so like watching this was just like it was a no for me.
Yeah, I'm out.
Yeah. First of all, my first question is why are these people learning how to drive in a 15 passenger van?
Yeah, well, because they don't have anything else. They have a giant truck and a 15 passenger van.
I just feel like they should be able to borrow a car from somebody, like a regular ass sedan, anything, like just something like a normal 16-year-old would be driving, and not a 15 passenger van.
But you gotta throw them in the fire because they're not gonna drive anything else until they're out of the house and married.
That is true, but oh god.
Yeah, terrifying.
It was really scary though. Katie starts out first, and she didn't know which one was the gas and which one was the brake.
Yeah,
which is not a good start. And
it was followed by her not knowing what side of the road to drive on.
Yes, which was terrifying because they're like they were like at a state park parking lot, but like the road that they were going out in was like a real road, like, and it wasn't like a crowded road, but like there could have been somebody coming, you don't know, and it was like so stressful.
Yeah,
and then let's see. Oh yeah, and then I loved Josie because Josie driving was me driving. She basically tries for 2 seconds and it went bad and she just is done. And that
Yeah.
was me. The first time that when I got my learner's permit and I thought I was going to be able to learn to drive, I got in the car. I was in like a parking lot with my dad and I got in the car and I like made it go once and I hated it. And I was like, "Nope, you can take me home. I'm not doing this for another few years. Nope, not ready."
That's fair. I get it. I drove early and I was fine with it. I mean, I got into some like knockdown drag out fights with my mom when I would be like learning something and she would be like trying to teach me and so we'd just start screaming at each other like
Yes.
I'm trying and she'd be like you're not listening, so
Yes, that
that's
is what it's like.
kind of this vibe. It's
Yes.
yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I've already told Kyler that he's in charge of at least starting out with the driver's ed if we have kids.
Yeah.
Like I'll help them practice and stuff, sure, but like I don't know if I can do the whole like the first time you're in the car and teaching you how to drive a car thing. I'm not the right person for that.
I mean, just send him to one of the driving schools for the
Mhm.
summer. Those are the best.
Yeah.
That's what I ended
Yeah.
up doing, which, it's expensive sometimes and a
Right.
privilege, but like I feel so much more prepared for driving and I feel like it made me way less anxious about it cuz like they put us out on this big tarmac and made it really wet and made us hydroplane and get out of
Yeah.
it. So like
Yeah,
I
that's
know what
good.
that
Yeah.
feels like now.
And you were able to do it in like a controlled
Safe environment,
so
yeah.
you didn't die. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. So that's what I believe. Just send them to a driving school and they'll be really good drivers.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea at all.
You got like 15 years to think about it. So
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's a while. It's a while off.
maybe we'll have flying cars by then.
Oh, yeah, you never know. We might not even have like cars at all. Like
We
we
may just
might
not have asphalt because the earth is melting, but
exactly. Like you never know what the situation's gonna be like.
sorry.
So no, it's okay. It's Carson's first birthday and
Hmm.
his first birthday party, which is exciting. I noticed that Erin calls her mother-in-law Miss Payne, which I think is strange. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure some people do, but I just think that's so strange to call your mother-in-law like Miss my also last name.
Yeah. Yeah. Very weird. And Miss, too, because aren't
Yeah,
they
yeah.
married? Isn't she married? Or is he dead?
I think so. I don't really
Yeah.
know.
I didn't really consider that. I didn't notice
Yeah,
that part, but yeah.
it was strange to me,
Miss
but that's
Payne.
okay. But we have all of the out of town family in town, including Miss Payne, and Michael is also in town as well.
Hmm. Gil says during dinner that he counts up that there are 43 people in the Bates and the Paynes families, like immediate families, and that made me want to die.
Yeah, and that's like way more now. Like it keeps getting
Yeah.
bigger and bigger.
We're gonna hit 80
So
by the end of the year. I
for
don't know.
real, that's like 2 families should not have that many people in them.
No, you should have to go to like second cousins at least
Right, exactly.
and 2 families for that kind of shit.
Right. They have these little bubble suits that the
Hmm.
kids get to put on and like hit each other and do kid stuff.
Man, I always wanted those when I was a kid, but my
They're
parents
cool.
never got them for me because they're like, you're gonna knock your tooth out or something.
Yeah. That's the Bates most, fun activity. Whatever can possibly inflict the most pain on somebody, that's what they want to do.
It ain't a
But at
party
least
till you broke a femur.
exactly. At least they're with the bubble suits though, there's at least I guess a little bit of protection on some parts of their body. So
Yeah, they can't crush each other's chest cavities.
that's nice.
That's all we got. They can still break their femurs, so we can
Yeah.
still have a party.
Right, exactly. And they also they do a bunch of like activities which are I know they're for like the other people there, but it's like weird to do all these things at a 1-year-old's birthday party when the 1-year-old can't participate in any of this, but that's fine.
Yeah.
So they do like 3-legged races, and what else did they do? They did some other game like that too, but I can't remember what it was. But they did like
I don't know. All I remember is there was the huge controversy in the 3-legged race because they were racing around the tree and they were all attached to each other and Lawson grabbed Katie or someone but really it was Katie who grabbed Lawson and they pushed each other at the end and it got very contentious and that was like the whole rest of the show.
It was because they're just like so competitive. It's just they always have to win and they can't They can't handle it if they don't.
Yeah, I'd rather beat the shit out of your little sisters just to win.
Exactly.
But I
It's
guess
worth it.
that's a brotherly move.
It is. That's basically like in the brother like manual. Like
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. It's like
Occasionally
that's
beat
page
the
1,
crap out of your sister.
especially if it makes you win something.
Yeah. Yeah, if you can both be better and beating her up,
Double whammy.
you
2
win.
for 1. What
Yeah.
more could you want?
That's 2 birds in the hand versus 3 birds in the bush. I don't know. Too many birds. We've got a lot of birds here. The only thing that we didn't mention was during the bubble suits thing, of course, Gil put one on and
Of course.
was launching the children around with them because he's
Mhm.
bigger than them. So he would just hit them, and it was so funny to just watch these children get yeeted into the sun.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
it. That's all I got.
Yeah, I think Gil just really had kids just to play with them. Like that's it.
Yeah, I think the reason that Zach and all of the kids think that people who are men who are good with kids are also a big kid is just because Gil is the oldest child of the family.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Hate that.
Hate it all. All right, but I think that wraps us up for this week and these episodes.
Yeah.
But we will finish up season 4 next episode. And if you have anything that you would like to say to us about these episodes, about anything else we've talked about, or if you have any suggestions for things that you would like us to talk about in the future, you can email us at tvliterate@gmail.com.
Yep, and you can find us everywhere on the internet at TV Literate. We're on Instagram, Tumblr, Reddit, Twitter, Facebook, everywhere. And we also have a Ko-fi, I don't know how to say it still. Someone needs to tell me.
Yeah, there needs to just be a pronunciation guide or something.
It's ko-fi.com/TV Literate if you want to give us $1 to help with hosting charges, or, if you want us to try and be the 29th baits, so then we can have some money to fight the NDA when we do the tell-all.
Exactly. Yes. We are now accepting donations for that in advance.
Yeah.
Also, if you have a moment and you would like to leave us a review, we would really appreciate that. And we will see you guys next week with another episode. Bye-bye.
Bye.